So here you can see I have a iPhone 15 Pro Max. Okay, so I've just recently upgraded, supposedly, from a Note 20 Samsung Ultra. All right, so my challenges with this crossover, transferring stuff over, is really, really hard and awkward. You basically have to set up a whole new email and everything. One thing about the iPhone is it does have a password generator, which is good once you actually get the hang of it. But apart from everything else, it's really, really awkward. I literally had to set up a whole new email and everything. I had a iPhone years ago, back iPhone 3S days, and I actually had an iTunes account and everything, and it wouldn't recover my email. I spoke to Apple Care and everything, and I couldn't recover any of that. And as far as transferring anything over from the Note, it was like literally impossible. Didn't do it. So yeah, they really don't communicate too well, which is kind of putrid because it locks everyone into one particular model and brand, and to cross over. So now if I want to go to iPhone, it's just been a nightmare. Okay, it won't connect to my car, for instance, because that's an Android head unit. I can connect via Bluetooth, but as far as using maps and everything, it's impossible. And yeah, it's just the lack of communication between the two brands is disgusting, I've found. iPhones are a lot more basic to use, but this 15 Pro Max, like my Note 20 was 4 years old, right? This 15 Pro Max is kind of maybe just on par with the Note S20. So yeah, iPhone's kind of like 4 or 5 years behind. This doesn't have the S Pen or anything either, so there's a lot of things that I'm missing out on with this iPhone. I do like the phone because it's a little bit smaller. It's easier to use in one hand. It's like comfortable to use. The Face ID is really good. But everything else is just setting up accounts and everything. It's just a nightmare. What happened with my Note S20 was the glue around the outside of the phone split. So this is the front and this is the back. It literally split. So I could literally just take the back off and see the inside circuits and stuff. So we're paying around $2,000 for brand new phones, and they're only lasting around 4 years, and then you have to upgrade, and you're pretty much stuck with whatever you're using anyway, because to transfer everything over, because I was like, okay, well, if that's going to happen with Samsung, maybe I should try iPhone again. And now it's just been a complete nightmare, and at the end of the month I'm really considering paying like, $100 and just going, look, I'm just going to upgrade back to the S24 Ultra because I can't use maps. I can't connect to my car, and I really need that. I really need the GPS and everything else. I don't know, it's just a nightmare. Like, so many photos, so many things just don't cross over. iPhone does have better apps, I will say that. A lot of maps and apps are made specifically for iPhone first. A lot of original games and stuff, like Mario Kart kind of thing. I mean, they're the really only bonuses with iPhone. So there's not really much. I'm not sure about their life expectancy, but yeah. And the S Pen is just really handy. Like, when you want to film stuff, you can actually take the S Pen and press a button and it'll just record. So you can do hands-free recording. Don't really have that on this. It's got a better camera. The camera on this is fine, is okay. It's not as easy to use. It's not as smooth, but it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, all in all, if I'm to go the Note S20 or this i15 Pro Max, I'll probably go back to a brand new Note S20 if the glue wasn't to separate and break again. I didn't really trust the consistency of, like, once it's stuck together, the whole integrity of the phone's kind of like stuffed. Like, you know, it's likely that it's not going to stay together and there's always going to be issues and stuff. Memory wise on these phones, the S20 had a SD card, so you can just like replace that, right? None of these phones have that. So once you're full, and that's it. And that's messed up because Gmail now smashes your email with crap, and then you're full really quick, and then it tries to charge you like $5 a month and just fills up your inbox. It's stupid. So the industry's kind of rotting everyone, from my perspective, just because we're being forced to upgrade every few years. And I mean, even the development from 4 years ago to this, the 15 Pro, is not really that much. I mean, sure, the 16's coming out soon. But really, I mean, if this 15 Pro Max, which is the top of the last season, was just as good, you know, maybe just on par with the Note 20 Ultra, and they're up to Note 24 now, iPhone's going to have to pull out something amazing, man. Something really amazing. So yeah, I might see what the 16 has to offer and then make a decision. But honestly, I'm likely to just hand this back, pay a little bit of extra money, upgrade up to the S24 Ultra Note, just because this phone's just, the swap over from Samsung to Android is like literally impossible. Things just don't work, they don't cross over. There's so many contacts that I've missed out on that remind the phone. Even when I try to sign in from other devices, I have to go back onto my other phone and get the codes and stuff, so then I can try and sign in. There's so many accounts that I'm unable to actually sign into now, just because of the crossover from Samsung to iPhone. So I've got so many accounts, like, you know, for payments and stuff like that, where I have to like reset the whole thing or like recreate a whole new email and start from scratch. And that's a hassle because a lot of the time you use that email to research things like past transactions, past, you know, conversations and stuff like that. So yeah, all in all, I mean, iPhone's really good to use. It's user friendly, and as far as the hand sight, like the size of it, it's pretty good. But that's really all it has, as from my user experience of using both of them. And this is going from a four-year-old Samsung Note to 15 Pro Max, which is, I mean, this is only like a week old. So yeah. So yeah, there you have it. If you're trying to make a decision, I mean, if you're going to stick with iPhone, it's just because you're literally just an iPhone fanatic and you're just stuck with it just because of the name, technically. Or you just couldn't be bothered trying to learn how to use an Android because you're just so stuck with the whole user-friendly thing with iPhone, or you've stuck with iPhone so much you're going to get the same hassle as I got swapping from Samsung to iPhone. You're going to get the same thing back. So from going from, actually you might not with a smart switch, because I might actually swap it all over, because when I originally went, it swapped everything over that it could. So yeah, there's very much just that possibility, but that's really the only, I mean, you're kind of stuck with the industry, you're kind of just stuck with the brand now. And if they've only got a life expectancy of like 4 years or so, it's kind of shit. Paying $2,000 for a disposable phone for not much development, you know what I mean? The iPhone 16 compared to the 15 Pro Max, it's going to have to be amazing for you to actually be worth upgrading for, unless it's like literally just to keep up to date with the system. And then you're paying $2,000 just to stay up to date with the whole system, which is disgusting. Like I said, it's a rot. So there you have it. That's the whole that's the whole situation with mobile phones at the moment. And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not one of those people that are trying to talk shit, being like, Mr. Professional. I know about iPhones, I know about Samsungs, like blah blah blah. I use them and I use them well. I know them. I've been using mobile phones since Nokia days. What was it, 3810 type thing. So I do understand mobile phones. Even when like Ericssons were around, I was using mobile phones. So I do understand mobile phones and the way that the whole business of them has come about and developed. And they're keeping the prices up so they can keep making money to try and develop things further. But they've taken away your SD cards. Okay, so there's no expandable memory. With what memory you get given is what memory you got, and that's it. You don't have that legacy of being able to go, okay, I'm going to put all my photos on this SD card, save that, and then get another SD card, and then have, a whole free phone again. You don't have that luxury anymore. The cameras, they haven't really improved too much. Data speed, battery charging, screen size, it's only very minimal extra that you're getting. And for what, $2,000, $1,000 a year, pretty much. So yeah, I mean, that's the mobile phone industry, and we're stuck on them, right? Because we need them to communicate, we need them to do our business. It's easy to send forms and stuff on the go now, emails, connect with people overseas, through Facebook or whatever, or other social media things. Emergencies, having them on you all the time. It's so much easier having your phone on you because you can just pull it out of your pocket and be like, hey, look, I can call so-and-so. I can call, the emergency numbers if I see something happening or whatever. So we're kind of stuck now. We've been forced or trapped to using mobile phones. And yeah, to relay what I was saying before, we're trapped using them. We all need them. We all have them now. Even like little kids have them. And there's really not much extra that they can do. Like, they're just kind of like stuck, and they're just still costing the same for a tiny bit of extra development. And then they're just basically remaking the same thing and charging you the same amount of money. So it's business extortion from the industry, technically, as a little buzzword. But yeah, there you have it. If you're with Samsung, don't bother swapping over to iPhone, because they've created it. They've created it cult-like. So, alright, like I was explaining, now you're with Samsung, you're stuck with Samsung. If something happens and all of a sudden you want to go to iPhone, it's impossible. You can't use your maps. You have to change everything, like your car system. You have to change, new passwords, new emails for every single account. If you want to go from iPhone to Samsung, you might have to do the same thing. I don't know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, at least make it user-friendly for both to swap around, so you have the luxury of going, okay, well, I'm sick of this brand, I'm going to go to another one. I'm sick of this brand, I'm going to go to another one, whatever. But, I mean, I paid out my S24. I didn't even want to upgrade because I was sick of all this crap, and there was, really nothing. It was a 4-year-old phone, and it had everything that all these new phones have. And I was like, man, I paid it off. This is cool. I'm going to keep it for, at least another 5 years because, it's a $2,000 phone. It should have a decent life expectancy. I'm going to keep it and wait until there's a decent investment to upgrade to. All right. But the glue that held the thing together separated. So the front and the back, it's separated. So, yeah. And Samsung's like, well, it's out of warranty. Phone company's like, yeah, it's out of warranty, 4 years old. It's like, yeah, so they don't do anything. So you get forced to go onto another plan and have to, or buy another one outright or whatever to stay in the loop of life. So, yeah, it's a big fucking scam.